Message. Hythloday and Gary are fooling themselves to try to rely on some sort of compatibilism. Hythloday says, you can believe in determinism and get up and go, the world is determined, I better get at it. And you could get up and say, the world is not determined, and so you don't get up. And it's all inevitable. Well, they can't judge me for my disagreement, my belief that the world is not inevitable, because their idea that the world is inevitable is not because of some intelligence, according to them. It's not because some intelligence of theirs, they figured it out. They simply inevitably came to this conclusion. And according to them, I inevitably came to the conclusion that the future isn't inevitable. That there is going to be a future is inevitable, but not what it is going to be. And they are absolutely wrong, and we know they are wrong. The feeling of inevitability is a symptom, for example, of depression, and people that have worked themselves out of depression have realized that it's because they had to accept that they could make a difference in their own life. Maybe they couldn't make a difference in everything that bothered them about the whole fucking world, being one person. But they can make a difference in their own life, and ultimately in the lives of people around them, and ultimately, therefore, in the world, to whatever small degree. Because when you think that everything is predetermined, because humans are driven motivationally, it does affect whether you try to do anything or not. And they claim, Gary, for example, that, we end up with this illusion of being able to make choices to have a part in the future, because somehow it's a benefit to us as biological creatures still, somehow. I don't know how that could possibly work out, but they seem to think that compatibilism works out. In other words, it's a benefit to have this illusion, evolutionarily, to your survival. Now, if your survival is still important to you, then evidently, according to them, this illusion is vitally important to you. You evolved it because in order to continue to survive, you need it. Now, why the universe would want you to survive, I don't know. That's something they can't and won't explain successfully. The future is not inevitable, and thinking that it's inevitable does waste energy. You waste energy stopping yourself from using the will that you have. Whether it's a compatibilist will or, totally free will, or what I think, which is a will that costs energy. You're wasting that energy. And you are definitely changing your actions through changing your motivation to act. And why are you doing that? For the same reason that people have concluded that there must be a God. The universe makes no sense without God, and the universe makes sense, so therefore there's a God. The universe only makes sense if things are predetermined, so therefore it's predetermined, which is just a way of believing the world is supposed to make that kind of sense to you, because you have no proof. The world we live in, it looks obviously like the future can be affected by your actions, and it looks like you make choices that affect those actions. It's not totally free, it takes energy, and you have an argument of why the energy isn't worth it, which is a way of taking the energy and flushing it. Energy that could be used to make the world a better place, which it needs to be.